Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today as we bring all the latest NBA-related news for your pleasure. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel if you like this type of content, as we will be bringing daily videos on trade and draft news, latest results, and many more. With that being said, let's get started on the main news. With star player Giannis Antetokounmpo listed as doubtful for Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals, the Milwaukee Bucks may need to make significant changes. The 26-year-old was injured in Game 4 when he attempted to go up to block Clint Capella of the Hawks on an alley-oop play. Unfortunately, they became entangled, and Antetokounmpo collapsed in agony. After the game, he had to be helped off the court and never returned. On Wednesday, the two-time NBA MVP had an MRI for his hyperextended knee. His ligaments were found to be intact, so there was no structural damage to his left knee. However, according to ESPN, Antetokounmpo is listed as questionable for Game 5 against the Hawks by the Bucks. With Antetokounmpo out, Bucks coach Mike Budenholzer will have to rely on his other wards to stop an Atlanta quintet on the rise. Trae Young also did not play in Game 4, but that did not stop the Hawks from winning 110-88. He, like Antetokounmpo, is doubtful for Game 5. Budenholzer remained tight-lipped about the play that resulted in Antetokounmpo's injury. "It just looked like their legs got tangled up," Bucks coach Mike Budenholzer said following Game 4. "They both landed awkwardly. That's what I saw live. I haven't seen anything else." Budenholzer is aware, however, that other players will have to step up if they are to recover. Game 5 will take place on Thursday in Milwaukee. With tip-off at 8:30 p.m., the series is currently tied at 2 games apiece. "We'll see what happens with Giannis," Chris Middleton said. "It would be great if he plays. But if not, we still have a capable team of going out there and winning." Even if the Bucks find a way to stay afloat, Antetokounmpo's chances of playing aren't looking promising. Even if Milwaukee advances, the 5-time All-Star may be forced to watch from the stands. Pelicans could get Collin Sexton for Eric Bledsoe and 2 first-rounders in proposed trade. Collin Sexton's future with the Cleveland Cavaliers has been the subject of speculation in recent months. Sexton was viewed as one of the young players who would lead the Cavaliers back to title contention in the post-LeBron James era when he was selected as the number 8 overall pick in the 2018 NBA draft. Despite his improvements, it appears that the Cavaliers are still debating whether or not Sexton should be part of their long-term strategy. As the end of the 2020-21 NBA season approaches, there is growing speculation in the league that the Cavaliers would rather trade Sexton this summer than give him a massive contract extension. Several teams in desperate need of a backcourt boost, including the New Orleans Pelicans, are expected to express strong interest in acquiring Sexton once he becomes officially available for trade. Greg Swartz of Bleacher Report compiled a list of trades that would allow teams to replace the league's worst starters in a recent article. Swartz recommended that the Pelicans replace Eric Bledsoe with Sexton. A 1-for-1 deal involving Bledsoe and Sexton is highly unlikely to be agreed upon by the Cavaliers. The Pelicans would have to give up some of their first-round picks to persuade them to send Sexton to New Orleans. The Pelicans would offer the Cavaliers a package that included Bledsoe, the number 10 overall pick in the 2021 NBA draft, and the Los Angeles Lakers' 2020 first-round pick in exchange for Sexton and Taurean Prince. According to Swartz's proposed trade scenario, the proposed trade deal would make a lot of sense for the Pelicans, even if it would cost them 2 first-round picks. It would allow them to replace Bledsoe, who is getting older, with another point guard who fits in with Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram's timeline. Sexton would provide the Pelicans with a very reliable scoring option, as well as a great three-point shooter in addition to being a decent playmaker. He averaged 24.3 points, 3.1 rebounds per point for assists, and 1.0 steal per game this season, according to ESPN, while shooting 47.5% from the field and 37.1% from beyond the arc. Swartz also believes that trading for Sexton would provide insurance for the Pelicans if they fail to re-sign Lonzo Ball in the 2021 free agency period. If the Cavaliers aren't interested in paying Sexton a large sum of money, the proposed trade deal is worth looking into. The Cavaliers shouldn't mind taking on Bledsoe's huge salary as long as they get to first-round picks in return. Bledsoe could be the Cavs' backup point guard with Matthew Dellavedova entering free agency. And getting the number 10 overall pick in this good draft might land Cleveland a player like Duke's Jalen Johnson or Baylor's Davion Mitchell. Swartz wrote, "The Cavs get the Lakers pick next year for agreeing to take on Bledsoe's contract." Chris Paul leads Phoenix Suns to first NBA Finals since '93. Chris Paul has been waiting for this moment for a long time. CP3 returned to Staples Center, where he played for the Clippers for 6 years, and buried his former team with a playoff career-high 41 points to help the Phoenix Suns reach the NBA Finals. The Phoenix Suns have advanced to the NBA Finals for the first time since Charles Barkley led the team there in 1993. With a 130-103 victory in Game 6, the Suns advanced to the finals after defeating an impressive run of teams that included LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers, League MVP Nikola Jokic, and the Denver Nuggets, and the Clippers, who were without Kawhi Leonard for the majority of the series but did not fold under the pressure. The Suns must now choose between the Atlanta Hawks and the Milwaukee Bucks. After the game, Suns coach Monty Williams praised Chris Paul. "I've known Chris for 11 years now, so we would be here all day talking about our friendship," Williams said before Game 6. "It's bigger than basketball. There's a connection and kinship there from the tough talks, the coaching, the texts, FaceTime, watching games. That probably sticks out to me, along with a few other things. Who do you think will meet the Suns in the finals? Let us know in the comments." Scottie Pippen's bold claim about Phil Jackson has divided to Los Angeles Lakers legends. Pippen addressed some of the most sensitive issues in his career in a recent exclusive interview with GQ, including his infamous in-game rift with Jackson during the 1994 NBA playoffs against the New York Knicks. Jackson's decision to let then Bulls forward Tony Kukoc take the game-winning shot, according to Pippen, was more of a racial move than a strategic one. "I don't think it's a mystery. You need to read between the fine lines," Pippen pointed out. "It was my first year playing without Michael Jordan. Why wouldn't I be taking that last shot? I've been through all the ups and downs, the battles with the Pistons, and now you gonna insult me and tell me to take it out. I thought it was a pretty low blow. I felt like it was an opportunity to give Kukoc a rise," he continued. "It was a racial move to give him a rise. After all I've been through with this organization, now you're gonna tell me to take the ball out and throw it to Tony Kukoc. You're insulting me." That's how I felt. It didn't take long for some of Jackson's former teammates to weigh in on the situation. The Zen Master was no racist, according to NBA legend Robert Horry, who won 3 of his 7 championships with Jackson and the Lakers. Horry did admit, however, that there was one time when he was perplexed by Jackson's instructions. "We were in the huddle and Phil was like, 'You need to know the sound of your master's voice,'" Horry said on the Big Shot Bob Pod podcast. "I looked at him, I was like, whoa, nah, we don't do that. I'm from the South. I said, dude, that's too close. That's too close," and I knew where he was trying to come across as saying. Because, in the arenas, you need to understand and hear your person that is trying to lead you. He remembered. "I understand," I said, "but there's certain words you can use and I'm like, we ain't that close yet." I don't think Phil is racist at all. I don't. Shaquille O'Neal, the legendary Lakers center, speculated that Pippen's recent claims were all marketing. For O'Neal, the fact that Pippen is releasing a new book and his own bourbon line appears to explain everything. "I don't want to get involved in other people's beef, but Phil is definitely not a racist," O'Neal told Fansided's Mark Carman. "What he said about Barkley makes a lot of sense, but he's coming out with a new drink and a new book. Maybe this is all marketing." Damian Lillard's future in Portland is currently clouded in doubt, following the 6-time NBA All-Recent Stars appearance with LeBron James at a LA Sparks game. Twitter erupted with speculation about Dame joining the Lakers. Damian Lillard hasn't asked the Trail Blazers for a trade, but it's safe to say his future in Portland has never been more uncertain than it is right now. When the Blazers were eliminated from the playoffs this year, Dame fueled speculation about his departure. Lillard has only made it to the conference finals once in his career, and his first-round loss to the Denver Nuggets this season was a bitter disappointment. Obviously, where we are isn't good enough to win a championship if we can't get out of a first-round series without 2 of their best 3 or 4 players on the floor, Lillard said at the time. Lillard's position in Portland has been harmed by reports from Yahoo Sports' Chris Haynes that he may request a trade due to the enormous backlash surrounding Portland's coaching search. He also stated that Lillard has concerns about the organization's ability to build a championship contender. On the same day, the Blazers named Chauncey Billups as their new head coach, despite the fact that he has a long history of sexual assault allegations against him. The Trail Blazers have suffered a significant negative impact as a result of these incidents. The first year of Lillard's 4-year $176.3 million extension, which he signed in July 2019, will be in 2021 season. However, when the all-star point guard was seen with LeBron at a recent LA Sparks game, speculation about a possible trade exploded. The Lakers are coming off a season marred by injuries, in which they were eliminated from the playoffs in the first round by Phoenix. The reigning NBA champions had a disappointing title defense and will have to make some difficult decisions this offseason. The Lakers front office will be well aware that this is likely LeBron's final push for a championship, and they will have to make some major moves in order to put together a championship roster. Adding Damian Lillard would put them right back in the race for a playoff spot. It's unclear whether the Lakers have enough tradable assets to make a serious push for Lillard. On the surface, it doesn't appear so, but if anyone can do it, it's LeBron. Thank you so much for watching our daily NBA update. Please subscribe so you will not miss our next video tomorrow. Until then, goodbye and take care.